What is up, everybody? It's Larry back with you, and today we're going to talk about wirelessness. Wireless. Things that are wireless. I have a very small area to work with. So you would think wires and things like that wouldn't be that big of a deal. But the larger the area, the easier it is to hide. I could tuck things to the side or whatever. But where I am right now, I have my C200. I have my Pix E5H right in front of me. My Sennheiser 416 down for audio. The Aperture 120D Mark II right here, a little kicker light over here. So like I'm surrounded, and if I need to get up, I'm tripping over things all the time. So anytime I have an opportunity to go wireless with something, I'm all in. That's where the Hollyland Mars 300 comes into play. Now, they reached out to me and they were nice enough to send this out for review, so big shout out to them, because if they would not have sent this out, obviously this video would not be taking place. The Mars 300 is a wireless HDMI system for studio monitors. So you see this a lot in the movies. You'll see, a director or maybe producers off to the side watching a huge monitor of what's going on, or you'll see people, like a lot of clips you'll see is the actors looking at the playbacks off to the side. Well, they don't have HDMI cables running from the guy with the gimbal chasing down somebody to these monitors. It's all wireless. That had me very interested, and these are not cheap products. This right here retails around $500. I'll leave a link for it down below so you guys can check it out for yourself. But as much as interest as I had in it, I wasn't ready to pull the trigger as of yet. But Hollyland reached out. Perfect timing. I had them send out the Mars 300, and here we are today. Now, I've already actually recorded this video a week ago, a little bit over a week ago, and I did a full unboxing where I actually opened it up and did everything. I had an issue though with connecting it to the C200, and they're working on this problem, but I wanted to make you guys aware of it. The C200 with 24 frames per second, which is how I shoot everything except for slow motion, it could not transmit that signal to the Pixie or any other HDMI enabled monitor that I had. Now, I don't believe this is a problem with the Hollyland, the Mars 300. I believe this is something with the C200, because I've actually tried to use just like TVs as external monitors. Like I bought a 20-inch TV to use as a studio monitor, and it would not transfer the 24 frames per second. I talked to Hollyland. They said they're looking into it. Maybe they can do an update to the firmware on the Mars 300. But again, I don't think it's their issue. I think it's a Canon issue. That being said, it works with the 30 frames per second and the 60 frames per second. Just can't seem to get it to work with the 24 frames per second. So if Hollyland is able to do a firmware update and that works, that's fantastic, because really the C200 is the camera that I want to use this system for. 97% of the time that I'm shooting, especially something like this, is with the C200, and I'd like to have the wireless capabilities for my monitor. It is what it is. Right now, though, I'm going to show you what comes in the box, already unboxed, so no big surprise there. We'll hook it up on the 5D Mark IV, because there's zero issues with it running 24 frames per second on it. Again, that points me back to the C200. So that's it. Let's just take a look at what comes in the box, and then we'll get it set up and I'll show you how this functions. So first off, simply you have the transmitter and the receiver. These are very simple, two antennas on each that are directional. You can sort of push them to any direction you need them to go. Now these take the standard Sony NP batteries. Now I had some large ones that I had laying around that we'll be trying this out with. But just looking at the actual transmitter and receiver, they are, for all intensive purposes, exactly the same. So the only difference is the receiver says RX, the transmitter says TX, and then on the other side where your HDMI ports are on the receiver, you have HDMI out 1, HDMI out 2, and then on the receiver you have HDMI loop out and HDMI in. There's also DC power on the HDMI side. The other sides are the same. You have LEDs for video and link. You also have a channel button, and then you have an upgrade micro USB, which I'll show you what comes with that, but that's where you can actually plug a flash drive into this and update it. Then you have just an on and off toggle switch at the bottom. That's really it. And then you have a 1/4-20 at the bottom for mounting, and then you also have these very small, what look to be like M3s, but I'm not sure the size. But you have this two little screws in the front, and you have this one little 1/4-20 plate that comes with it. My man Tomas Villegas did a video on these last week, I believe it was, and he had the same comment that I had when I recorded mine, is there should have been 2 of these. I like the idea of having this live on both of them, and then that way I have this mounting option as well as the lower mounting option for however I want to do it, but it only comes with one. So this will mount to here when we get to that point. It comes with an extra antenna, which is nice in case you break one. You have a cold shoe mount, which is nice. Again, I think it should have came with 2 cold shoe mounts and 2 1/4-20 mounts, like I mentioned. You have the power supply with a, depending on your country, mine is a US, so I have a US plug adapter. The last thing that comes in the box is the micro USB to USB type A adapter, and this is what you're going to be doing your firmware upgrades with. So that's nice that it's included in the box. The build quality is nice. They all seem to be metal except for the back. The NP is a plastic sleeve housing. But the NPs just slide right in. You have a release button along the top to get them back out. Fairly standard. Anybody that's using NP battery has seen this type of slide before. Let me pause here. I'm gonna put this on the 5D Mark IV and jump back with you and show you guys how this works. Okay, so we're back. It took about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes just to find all my accessories because, like I said, this only comes with one thing, so I had to get another 1/4-20 adapter for the receiver. So what I did is, I'll start recording on my 5D Mark IV. As you can see here, I have the full setup. I have a coiled HDMI cable that I used to use for my Atomos, I believe, my recorder. So I had that, wrapped that around, so not crazily, it's not that much heavy. The battery's really the weight. You could get a smaller battery if you want. So that's what this is. And then over here, I'll show you with the 5D Mark IV, is I have it set up. It's a nice shot with the nifty 50. Look at that bokeh. So anyways, I have it attached to the top there. That's the smallest, shortest cable that I could find. But it's just wrapped around that ball head. And it is no longer, that is what was connected to the C200. So now I am connected to this. And as you can see, latency, I mean, it's not too bad. There's definitely a delay, but it's nothing like I thought it would be in this price point. So super happy with it. Like I said, hopefully Canon or Hollyland can figure out something with the C200, because I would love to use this every time I'm using the C200, but I cannot. 24 frames per second is it for me, so that's sort of a downer. But if I'm using the 5D Mark IV, this is a no-brainer. This thing is amazing, as you can see. Yeah, so like I said, it looks really good. You can see you have the video, and then you have the link. You have the yellow for video, green for link. Same thing on the other side, which, get in there, focus, yeah. So that's what we got on the other side as well. If you guys are interested, I mentioned before, Tomas Villegas did a video on these. I'll leave that link down below as well. But let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section. If you've yet to subscribe, you can do that down below as well. If you enjoyed the video, you can hit the thumbs up. And if you've yet to subscribe, you can subscribe. Did I already say that? I think I already said that. That's going to be it for this week. I will talk to you guys next week. Thanks for watching.